Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here today. Now today, first of all, we are celebrating a brand new year. So I'm doing the 2018 overview video for all of the signs. So happy new year to everybody watching. Know that I'm sending you all just positive energy, positive thoughts, lots of wishes for a wonderful year full of many wonderful things. For my returning viewers, thank you for sticking with me throughout the past year. I'm very happy to have you here. And for new viewers, I'm happy that you found me here. And hopefully, if you enjoy the readings, you'll decide to like and possibly subscribe as well. And that way you'll be notified when I upload new videos throughout the year. Okay, so the reading that I'm doing today, it's an overview, okay? So it's a month-by-month overview of the upcoming year of 2018. So for the main reading, I'll be choosing one card for each month from the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, okay? And then I divide the year into quarters, and then I pick one additional card from the Shadowscapes Tarot deck as sort of an overall energy for that quarter, for those 3 months. Then in the middle of the spread, you will see there will be an overall, one card for the overall energy for the year. And then I will also pick oracle cards. And I'm not exactly sure which ones I will be using, but more than likely I will be pulling from either the Akashic Tarot, the Life Purpose Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, or the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. Okay, or maybe all 3 of them. We'll see how the readings go. For those of you who are interested in getting a personal reading, a lot of people do, they like to get a reading at the beginning of the year to kind of give them an overview of what will be going on in their particular, or in their life, right, based on their particular circumstances. If you are interested, you can just send me an email at changingphasestarot@gmail.com, or you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find information about the types of videos that I offer, the types of readings and pricing for the readings. Okay, so I will be getting into the reading now. I'll stop talking and see you all in 1 second for the shuffle. Bye for now. Hi, Scorpio. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me here today. Now, we will be getting into your 2018 overview reading, focusing on the energy surrounding you during 2018. Reading, I'm trying to save a little bit of time here because my readings seem to be running quite long for these overview readings, the ones that I've done so far. That's why you see, let me put the candle, let me put the, looking at candles here. Let me put the camera down and show you. So I've already meditated off camera and shuffled and have pulled the cards, and they're already here on the table. And you'll see that they're in a, they look like a wheel with an extra card at the center. There are 12 months plus the 13th, which is the overall energy for the year. And then I do have I have them separated into quarters, and then I pulled additional cards for each quarter. So one additional guidance card or overall energy for that quarter. And then there are 3 oracle cards that I will get into right here. We'll talk about those at the end of the reading. Okay, so at the center of your reading, what the overall energy is for the year of 2018, Scorpio, is the 6 of Cups. Okay, and the clarifier on the 6 of Cups is the 8 of Wands. Okay. One other thing I forgot to mention, I've noticed that in the readings that I've done so far, there have been a lot of major arcanas coming out, so, very significant messages, powerful, life-changing in some cases. And there are also repeating messages, and you'll see in your spread as well, you do have a couple of repeater cards. So, you might have the card as one of the months of the year, and then the card appears again as a clarifier. And so when when we get repeating messages, repeating cards in a spread, it's just really to let us know that, that's a very important message that needs to get through to you, right? And we'll pay attention to those when we get to them, and I'll point them out. So, okay, going back here to the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups, this is Cups energy, so water energy. This is your energy, right, Scorpio? And it deals with our feelings, emotions, and how our feelings and emotions kind of how they affect everything else in our lives, how they, how we sort of flow through life, how we interact with other people. And the Six of Cups is a card that it speaks of nostalgia. It speaks of childhood memories. You can see that on the card, there's the woman. She's kind of looking back at the child here. This could be you looking back on your past, reminiscing about things from the past. Usually it's kind of looking at the past with rose, tinted glasses. So sometimes it could be seeing things in a more favorable light than they actually were in the past or actually happened. But it's looking back with this sense of, of nostalgia, of happiness. Could be reconnecting with old friends. So for some of you watching the videos, this could be you maybe going back to your childhood home or back to, a place that was very significant when you were a child, meeting up with people from your past, old friends. Sometimes this card has to do with as well, like past life connections. So there could be some type of past life connection with the Six of Cups card, as so something going on during the entire year that has some type of tie to, a past life relationship, or, something to do with the past or past lives here. Could also have to do with children, right? We see the child is quite prominent on this card. So you might, that it's kind of the theme for the entire year. And then with the Eight of Wands on top of it as the clarifier, the Eight of Wands is about, it's about news. And usually, like the Suit of Wands is very fast-paced energy, right? This is the fire, the Suit of Fire, so it's fast-paced. And usually the Eight of Wands has to do with news coming in, or it could be, having to take decisive, quick action on something. This could be you taking quick action on something that has to do with, a place from your past. This could be you maybe going back to that place, but it comes around very quickly, If it's a message, then this is, very quick back and forth. This isn't your typical snail mail message, right? This would be the fast-paced, like texting people, online sending emails or messaging online, but it's back and forth and back and forth. It's, so I don't know, this could have to do with many different things. Or it can also signify finishing a project or reaching some type of goal. It is very, it's something quick. So if this is a decision that you're making, you'll be asked to kind of do so quickly and move very quickly on that decision. If this is news coming in, then it's going to be, quick news coming in. Sometimes in this particular deck, the Eight of Wands has to do with a long journey and taking a long journey or beginning this long journey towards a goal, right? But it's a big undertaking, right? This is great undertaking, and this could have to do with, I'm getting movement here, and you do have, for the first 3 months of the year, I know I'm kind of jumping over here already, but there is movement here in the card. So this could have to do with something, related to moving back to your, somewhere where you were raised, where you grew up, or around people that you used to know. But it happens very quickly. Let's go. I know I'm already talking about these cards, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. So you have for the month of January, the Knight of Cups, followed by February, the Death card, Major Arcana, number 13 of the Major Arcana. And for March, the Four of Wands. And the overall energy for first quarter of the year is Major Arcana number 7, the Chariot. Which is why I say, there is this fast-paced, this movement coming, I believe, within the first 3 months. So beginning with this Knight of Cups, this is Cups energy, so this is your energy, right? Water energy. Typically, the Knight of Cups is thought of as being like the knight in shining armor. He's very loving. He usually is bringing in this offering of love to somebody. So, this could be you taking on the energy, as this is your energy, right? This is water. It could be you coming in with some type of offer, right, during the month of January. This could be you receiving some type of offer in the month of January. But this offer typically has to do with, could be love, could also be just something that brings you great happiness, emotional happiness. When the knight comes in, this could be, like an actual offering of love. You see, he's carrying the Holy Grail here. Yes, he's a very romantic person. If he has to choose between head and heart, he will always go with heart. But he's bringing in this offer. So this could be, an offer like of an engagement, or, an offer, something like that. Or it could just be an offer that's going to bring you significant happiness, right? Great joy. But whatever this offer is, there's a big change that comes in during the month of February related to this, possibly. Because we have the Death card, and the Death card is all about endings and beginnings, right? And it's a significant ending and beginning. Excuse me. This isn't a small one. This is a major life-changing type of ending and beginning here. But we know that, new beginnings can never start without first having, an ending. So if this is a particular situation in your life, for example, work, if this is a job and you've been there for quite a long time and you've been, wanting to leave it, this could be, you deciding to, you receiving a new offer, right? And finally walking away from this, the previous job. It can mean ending a relationship. It can mean ending just a way of thinking. It can be ending a habit or, a particular chapter in your life. But it's really a card of change, of metamorphosis, right? And we can see the butterflies flying out. So there's life, there's rebirth, new life after this death or this change. And, what's actually written here, the inscription, that I probably won't be able to read that on the camera, it means life is changed, not taken away. So a major life-altering change coming in. And then in March, we have the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands can be, it's sometimes called the happy home, the home life card. So it sometimes it does represent a marriage. We have the offering coming in here with the Knight of Cups. So this could be an actual offer of love, like an engagement, getting married, and then, you actually do get married in the month of March. This ending with the Death card could be you ending, your life as a bachelor or bachelorette, or, you actually moving in with the other person here, because with the Four of Wands card, it can also represent a home, right? So this could be you moving in with a person, or this could be you changing, right, or moving home. It could be you buying, right, possibly buying a home, or moving in with the other person, or moving location, moving to a different place. Can also represent, reaching a milestone in a relationship, right? So, for example, the marriage. And then we have the Chariot as the overall energy here, which is it's action. This is fast moving energy. This is you physically moving from one place to another. This could be over land, over water. You see that it's interesting because even though she's riding this chariot, and you see that she's not even holding the reins here. I know these cards are very faint and hard to see, but she's not even holding the reins, yet she's charging ahead, and the unicorns, they're heading in the direction. She's managing to control them, and head in the direction that she wants to without even holding the reins. So this is you taking control and moving, but you see that she's traveling through the air, but at the same time, they're going through water. So this could be you actually moving to a new place, especially with the Four of Wands card. So a home move, moving to a new place. And I'm drawn back to the Six of Cups and Eight of Wands. And, this fast-paced news, fast-paced move, possibly back to somewhere, tied to your past or, people that you knew from the past. I definitely get that coming in with, this first part of the year. Now, as we move into the next quarter of the year, we have for April, the Justice card, Major Arcana number 11, followed by, this is a repeater, right? The Eight of Wands. So the same card that we have as the clarifier at the center of the reading. We have this for the month of May. And then the month of June, we have the Seven of Wands. And the overall energy for these 3 months, for this quarter, is another repeater, right? The Justice card. So we have the Justice card here as the energy for the month, and then we have the Justice card clarifying. So this is an important message. The Eight of Wands is an important message because, both of them came through twice here. So beginning with the Justice card, this is a card that speaks of balance. It speaks of fairness, of honesty, of weighing up all of your choices before you make a decision. It's also a card that has to do with dealing with possibly the legal system or, the justice system. Could be justice of the peace with the, we had the marriage card back here. Possibly this could be you going to the justice of the peace here in the month, following this, moving in together. It could be you dealing or having some type of legal proceedings. If so, then things definitely go your way with this card. You are, victorious with whatever that is. Could be you seeking out the counsel of a lawyer, you dealing with the court system. When you see that she's holding here, and also on this card is the overall energy. Both of them, they hold the scales of justice, you see? And they hold the sword of justice. And on this particular card, she has, again, the butterflies, so rebirth, something new coming from whatever this justice card brings in. Sometimes the justice card, this is also another karmic card, right? And it's a card that kind of says, if you have acted in an unjust way, or if you have done something, to harm other people or something against other people, which I feel as it, that it's kind of the other way around, but the justice card says, or if somebody has done something against you that you felt was unfair in the past, this is telling you that, don't worry, you don't need to do anything because the universe steps in and takes care of it for you. There is divine timing for this, and there is karma is very much at play here. So, it's the cause and effect, is what goes around comes around. So you don't actually have to do anything here. There will be karmic justice, right? Justice will be served. Again, we have the Eight of Wands, so this fast-paced news, this fast-paced, possibly a new project or something new coming in very quickly. And then the Seven of Wands is, it's a card of competition, but it's also a card of you coming out on top, you coming out ahead. And you see that the man here, he's going up against 7 wands, so he is definitely outnumbered, right? So he's battling against these 7 wands, outnumbered, yet he has the upper hand. So even if things look, a little or quite difficult for you, know that you are going to come out on top, right? He is perched on top of this peak here. He's riding a dragon. He has the upper hand. He has the higher vantage point. And so he will ultimately win whatever this is. So that's why I say if this is you going up against somebody, or you trying out or have illegal proceedings or have to go to court, things will go definitely in your favor here. Obviously, this can play out in many different ways. This could just be you weighing up all of your options before you actually make a decision here. And then, in the month of May, news comes in which, you might feel that you have to kind of compete against other people, but you're going to come across as this fearless warrior, and you're going to things will go in your favor, right? Justice will be served. You will get what is yours, what you deserve, kind of thing. So kind of interesting energy, but it's, you come out ahead. Now, the next 3 months look like, the third quarter of the year could be the most challenging, I believe. And I'll show you why. We start off with July, the 8 of Cups. Okay, followed by the 4 of Pentacles for August. And September, the 10 of Swords. Not the greatest of cards, but I will get into it in 1 second. And the overall energy for the third quarter is the 5 of Wands. Okay. So beginning with the 8 of Cups. Cups energy. This is your energy. And it's a card of transition. And it's also a card that speaks of walking away, leaving behind something that no longer serves you, that no longer brings you, no longer fulfills you emotionally. And even though you're kind of reluctant to do so, it brings you kind of great sadness to leave it behind. You know that you have to, right? It's something that you need to do for yourself, because whatever that situation was, and obviously that'll play out in different ways for different people, it wasn't serving you anymore. So you're abandoning the old, you're moving ahead. Again, in order to leave something from the past behind, in order to, find and move into something more fulfilling, there is a little sadness. And it makes me think back to the Death card here, but without walking away, without turning your back and moving forward, you can't move out of the past, and there's a definite connection here to the past. We have the connection with the 6 of Cups here as well. So you might be dealing with something from your past, some type of situation or even karmic tie, right? To sort of a past life karmic relationship or tie here, but you're walking away from it. Now, as you go into the month of August, the 4 of Pentacles card, it's a card that speaks of wanting to, really hold on to what you have been able to accrue and achieve, right? The Pentacles suit it speaks of, the money that we are financial, our material possessions. Now, the 4 of Pentacles, yes, it's an interesting card because it's good, obviously, for us to want to hold on to, our money and our hard-earned, or the hard-earned things that we have been able to buy with our money. But we also run the risk at times of turning into, the Scrooge and not wanting to share, and wanting to hold on too tightly. And so this card kind of cautions. It's more of a cautionary energy that says that, okay, whatever you have been able to, to achieve as far as finances and money goes, don't kind of go overboard. Don't obsess over it. Yes, it's important to plan carefully and spend wisely, but don't, obsess and become too possessive and too controlling, right? And being too unwilling to share. Because when we want to hold on too tightly to something, that's usually when we stand the more chance of losing it. So, share of what you have. Don't hold on to it. Don't be scared. Don't worry. You're not going to lose it. It's okay, And there is another ending here with this 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords, yes, it looks like a terrible card. And I know that when, the card comes out, a lot of readers, they tend to say, oh, this is the betrayal card. You're being stabbed in the back. It's kind of the, the overkill card, because obviously one sword in her back would have done it. You don't need 10. So it's kind of this overkill of whatever this 10 of Swords situation is. But again, like with other cards in the tarot or the suits, we know that the tens are endings. And so the Ten of Swords, yes, it's a card of, you might have suffered some type of betrayal. There might have been a very difficult situation that you have been going through for quite a long time, right? A very painful situation, very difficult situation that has been going on for a long time for you. But with this 10, it's like, yes, you're at your lowest point. Things can't really get much worse than that right there. But it's an ending. After the 10s come the aces, and aces are all about new beginnings. They're new perspectives, they're news about things, they're new offerings, they're yes cards. So the Ten of Swords is really, again, this, going along with this death message here, and kind of the Eight of Cups. With the Ten of Swords, you have to, something has to end, even if it's a bloody, messy, not so wonderful ending. It has to end to give way to change and to new beginnings, right? We have to, this also can be a cautionary card, kind of like the Four of Pentacles is more of a cautionary. Just saying, don't get into that victim mentality. If you have been through quite a few difficult situations, try not to, I know it's not always easy, but try not to feel like, the martyr or the victim, and just understand that there is hope. After this comes the Ace. This is an ending. You're over this, right? This is over. Just close the door on whatever that situation was, and know that, it had to happen for whatever reason, but now new things are coming in. And you have really great cards for the last few months of the year. So, even if there isn't a very difficult situation that you have to deal with here in the month of September, you do get over it. New things come in after that. And I do see with this Five of Wands card as the overall energy for these 3 months, there seems to be some type of battling going on, right? This is a card of conflict, but it's a card of like kind of trying to gain the alpha position. It's not really about fighting and hurting the other people. It's more about defending your position, and everybody trying to or overcoming, obstacles. It's that type of energy, right? And like in the traditional tarot deck, the Five of Wands, it's really about going up against the other people, but it's more of like competition. Like you can get through it, and you see how even though there are all these foxes, there are a lot more foxes than men here. He is able to, even though he's outnumbered, he can get through it, and he's able to charge through the obstacles here, and he comes out on the other side. So again, with the Ten of Swords is this, the outbound card for these 3 months. I would say that you were coming up against possibly, challenges, difficult situations, but you are pushing through, and you will get through it, right? Because what you have is the last 3 cards here. In the month of October, you have the High Priestess, Major Arcana number 2. November, you have the Ten of Cups. And December, you have the Wheel of Fortune. And the overall energy for the last 3 months of the year, you have the Six of Swords, which is not a repeating card, but it's another card of transition. Much like you had the Eight of Cups over here, the Six of Swords also speaks of transition. So what the last 3 months, or the cards here for the last 3 months are telling me is that you are, you will be called to kind of listen to your intuition, trust in your gut feeling as you're dealing with something in the month of October. But it's ultimately going to lead to this, happy home and family card. The Ten of Cups is the ultimate card of happiness, of joy. It's the, you see the woman and the man and the child, and it's just, there could be, again, a child. The child I said was significant here with the Six of Cups. There could be a child that, or children that are significant during the month of November, but this is ultimate happiness, so whatever. Whereas the Ten of Swords is all about an ending and, getting through that. the Ten of Cups is about having achieved that, the culmination. It's that happiness that starts out with the Two of Cups, with the soulmate card, and the man meeting the woman, and, that beautiful soulmate connection. And it culminates with the Ten of Cups, which is them together. They've built a family together, and they're feeling very happy, right? And then you end the year with the Wheel of Fortune, which is, again, it's a very karmic card, right? We have the Justice over here, karma here, past life sort of connection. So it seems as if it's a very significant year for you, Scorpio, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about your fate changing, your fortune changing. If you have been on a downswing, on sort of the wheel going down, and maybe you've been through, difficult times during the year, it's on the upswing. So as you leave 2018, moving into 2019, your fortune is definitely changing here with the Wheel of Fortune. So fortunate events happening, changes, coming in. And I do see with the Six of Swords, again, this is a transition card, but it's you moving out of turbulent waters into calmer waters. You leaving behind, something, again, that doesn't serve you, that's, leaving behind all those troubles, the troubled waters, the problems of the past, and moving into calmer waters. So with this, especially paired with this Wheel of Fortune card, it looks as if, the calmer waters are definitely ahead for you here. But there's some connection to, past life, karmic ties, past life ties, or something to do with your past, and movement towards that. So it's kind of, I see lots of things going on. It looks like it's going to be a very, like a busy year for you. Many different things happening, definite movement here and changes coming in. But, you will end the year in a much better place, I would say, with things really, the tides turning and things going in your favor as you move towards the end of the year. Now, let me go through your 3 oracle cards. So you have from the Akashic Tarot deck, this is Major Arcana number 10, the Light of the World. Let me hold this up so you can see. From the Sacred Traveler deck, you have Distant Thunder, Clear the Air. And from the Life Purpose deck, by Doreen Virtue, you have Time to Decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. Okay, for these cards, I like to read the whole description from the guidebook that comes with the oracle cards in order to give you the full meaning of each card. Now, the Akashic Tarot deck, for those of you who have watched my daily snapshot readings during the month of December, you'll notice that I have been using this deck quite a lot for my readings. It is different. It does call itself a tarot deck, but it's not a traditional tarot deck. It only has 62 cards, or a number of cards that have been omitted, and a lot of the cards that are in, for example, in the Major Arcana, they have very different meanings. So, and besides that, the Major Arcana, instead of starting with the 0 card, right, which is the in the traditional tarot would be the Fool, starts at 0, it begins at 1, right? So the Light of the World card in the traditional deck, this would be card number 9 in the Major Arcana, right? In this deck, it's card number 10, but it would typically be card number 9, which is the Hermit, okay? So what the card says, let me just go through and read you. It says, an old sage holds, let me hold it up so you can see it as I read the description. There we go. An old sage holds a glowing lantern and knocks on a door with no latch. A young man inside is too distracted to answer the knock. Your divine being is trying to get your attention. All it takes is a moment of your awareness to open the door. Though your life may be busy, the opportunity now presents itself for you to move into a higher awareness. It's a great time to open to your higher self and all its wisdom and powers. It is your soul, your eternal being, who approaches, but it is up to you, and only you, to open the door. You do that by taking real and regular action in knowing and feeling the wise and radiant being you are forever. Through meditation and study, you can own that enormous power, love, and vision. You can make every day sacred by going within. Once you do, you will know a radiant and greater power in every step and with every word. You will be able to bring this magnificent force to your world, changing your life forever. And the Akashic Force message that goes along with the card says, with a deep breath, you fill yourself with the grace and peace and light of your higher self. Your vision opens to a wider universe, and you realize that you have all the time and power in the world. Eternity fills you. Very nice. Moving on with the Distant Thunder card, right, from Sacred Traveler deck. That card says, let me just get it out. Distant Thunder. Here we go. It says, dramatic purification, renewal, and healing are occurring on many levels. Don't be concerned if there is chaos in your life. In this instance, it is good. It is shaking things up so you don't become stagnant. If your auric field or your personal space is cluttered, it's difficult for exciting new experiences and opportunities to come into your life. It's time to clear out clutter. Release the old, discarded, and unused. Clear the air and release situations and people who don't empower you. Purify the dross out of your life. In order for renewal to occur, the old needs to make way for the new. And we had that message here, right? With the Death card, we had that message with the Eight of Chariots. We had that message with the Ten of Swords, the ending of that situation, right? The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, on the distant horizon, a storm is brewing. Great shards of lightning are thunderbolting to the earth from the heavens. It can feel chaotic, but it heralds a time of renewal. The thunderstorm clears the dust out of the air and re-energizes the earth. Be open to change. That's exactly the message from the Death card, right? Change is necessary. It's all good, even if it doesn't seem like it. New energy is flooding your energy field. Examine your life and see if there's anything that needs to be cleared, renewed, or released. Now is the time. Renewal and even rebirth is at hand. And that's very much in line with the Death card right there, right? And a lot of what we talked about going through your reading here, Scorpio. Okay, and the last card, the Time to Decide from the Life Purpose deck. This card says, the angels ask you to be very honest with yourself and them about your dreams and desires. What do you want? What do you wish to change? What are you waiting for? Allow yourself to acknowledge your genuine feelings. Have the courage to admit your dreams. This card indicates that if you can dream it, you can do it. The angels are encouraging you to explore your options and take charge of your life. After all, your work comprises a major portion of your daily activities. You, like everyone, deserve to spend your time in meaning and enjoyable ways. All right, so I do hope that these messages have helped you in some way, Scorpio. I thank you very much for joining me here today. I look forward to reading for you all during 2018. And I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful 2018. Take care. Bye.